Okay, day 347 just got out of the Benghazi trial. The testimony was pretty riveting. The testimony was from a diplomatic security service, DSS it's called, or DS, from the last person that was with Ambassador Stevens and Sean Smith, that IT guy that died, those two guys that died. And he was there the last, seconds of those guys' lives. And so hearing that testimony was pretty amazing. I will say this though, I don't know how hard the the defense is going to defend. The guy who they've picked to be the guy who's going to get hung with this thing is a guy named Katala. He really looks just like a cab driver that got picked out of a lineup, really. But I'm sure he was kind of maybe swept up in the energy of the night, and somehow on a grainy camera they've identified one guy. So the Katala's the guy. He's an old guy, big beard, and so forth, and he's defending himself. But this testimony by this diplomatic services guy was really the hit of the day, the big exciting testimony of the day. And I have to tell you, just in looking at, and his name is Scott Wickland, just looking at the testimony, there's holes. Now, I don't know how tough the defense wants to go at it, but the defense can cross-examine this and slice it like a Ginsu knife. First, the guy looks out he's in this safe house with the two guys, with Stevens and Sean Smith, and he can count all the 40 to 60 guys coming in. They've got AK-47s or FLAs, which is another type of automatic weapon. And the lights are on, good visibility. All of a sudden, he's telling, last rites to Christopher Stevens and Scott Smith. All of a sudden, immediately, the visibility goes to where he can't see a hand in front of his face. He even puts a light to his eye, can't see the light. He's crawling out of this safe haven, little safe house, 24 feet, 8 meters, to this bathroom, which has an escape window. And all of a sudden, he loses them. Somehow loses Ambassador Stevens, somehow loses Sean Smith, and then makes multiple entries to try to sound it out, yell, find them. Somehow gets the window open. Now, the window assembly has three different locks and 3 different assemblies and pins and different cranks and so forth. So him not being able to reach and find the ambassador and so forth around him or yell because the smoke is so thick, but then being able to go to this very complicated series of 3 different assemblies to be able to open the window just doesn't wash. So, and then he's he's in and out of the house. Again, he can't even see a light held up to his eye. So I don't know if the defense wants to go after this, or if the defense just kind of wants to lay back and let this cab driver go and take the rap. But this was not a well-orchestrated testimony today. I have to say, this was not well done by the prosecution. Very poor. You left gaping wide holes for trucks to be driven through on this, especially with the visibility. And I just talked about McDuff about this, about cross-examination, what the eye can see, then how somebody processes it, and then how somebody relates it to the court. Wickland did a good job of relating it to the court. He did a good job of relating his state of mind, what was going through his mind, but the eye, what he could see part completely failed. The house collapsed. This was an F for the prosecution today.